Honorable Ibikunle Idowu, the minority leader of the Kogi State House of Assembly, was seen in a viral video showing and distributing motorcycle tires to his constituents in Yagba, West local government, has sparked outrage online. Idowu was seen in a crowded location presenting the tires as a form of empowerment, but many Nigerians have criticized the gesture, arguing it fails to address the community's fundamental needs. Social media users expressed frustration, with some questioning the logic behind giving tires to individuals who do not even own motorcycles. Critics described the initiative as an embarrassment, accusing politicians of exploiting poverty for political gain. Farmer Ika, a social media user, said, and I quote, "What about people who don't have motorcycles? Nigerians deserve better empowerment like vocational skills, acquisition, and others." Similarly, Ogbonna Ifeanyichukwu criticized how Nigerians accept such handouts, stating, and I quote, "Give them tires, they sing your praise. Give them bread, they glorify you. Give them rice, they will stand on your mandate," and others. Including Joshua Eze, called on Idowu to prioritize pressing issues like insecurity, infrastructure, and economic development instead of symbolic donations. The controversy has ignited discussions on the quality of political leadership in Nigeria, with calls for meaningful development projects rather than token gestures. I would like to get your thoughts on that report.
It's sad. This is a mockery of his constituency and the citizens. It's a mockery and an insult on our collective psyche. When you give out tire, this can be poverty alleviation or elevation. You didn't give the guy maybe 10, 20 tire. We say, okay, you want him to start a tire selling business. You give him one. What yardstick did you even use to measure that this guy even have a motorcycle that will make him require? And even those that collect those things, so crying out loud, is everything that you're giving to you take? Do you have a use for tire?
Maybe they intend to sell it.
So who?
To people that, have motorcycles.
It raises question, how many persons in that constituency and the issue of a motorcycle also raises another question. How many state governments, how many authorities in Nigeria have attempted or outrightly outlawed motorcycles as a means of transportation? If consistently governments are in the habit of outlawing Okada riding as a means of transportation and business, why would you even give anybody Okada only to outlaw it? Or when you know that your government, which you are part of, is likely going to outlaw it, then you present it to them and they celebrate you, only for the next day it becomes illegal for the guy to use that Okada. Now you have even brought it so low. You're giving them tire. Hey, come on, this is a mockery. It's not something. It shouldn't fly. What symbol is a symbolic give? Now the thing is, apart from the mockery, it's also a waste of resources. If you gather those tires together and sum it up, just say maybe the resources may have been able to even do something for that.
Do you think he did his due diligence, and maybe they said many people in the town did have?
I don't think there's any way that would have been a product of due diligence. It's a matter of, let's give them what we can give them. They will take it. If it's due diligence and you do there's a word I'm trying to a need analysis, what their needs will be. You probably would have even discovered that even going to a school in that constituency and using that money, even going to a school or a community in that constituency and give them, even if it's a library that serves a primary school, may have been better, may have been a better use of the resources than buying. Now you're going to have a situation where you have tires littered everywhere with no use.
Now, over time, many reports have come up with certain projects over the years. Some people have built wooden bridges. Some have provided water with the iron tap where you have to monopump. Some have built toilets. What core infrastructural development do you think, members of the House and representing their constituents. What do you think, by your own opinion, given that you're Nigerian and you're also a member of a constituency, as it were, what do you think the expectation of constituents are when they receive empowerment? What do you think they want to see, as opposed to things like bathrooms, things like wooden bridges? What do you think they want to see?
First, let me state it clearly here. The issue of constituency projects that has become the norm in Nigeria, carried out by legislators, it's actually an aberration.
Okay.
Legislators all over the world, Nigeria inclusive, legislators at all levels, whether they be at the local government, whether they are called councillors, whether they be at the state houses of assembly or the federal house of assembly, once you are a legislator, your primary responsibility is lawmaking.
Okay.
All you should do is make law. Represent your people. In representing my people, if I were a representative, I could note that my people, and these things shouldn't be achieved because I have the monopoly of thinking or monopoly to decide their need. No, there's something called needs assessment. Having done needs assessment, which I even think every good government should do, needs assessment helps you ascertain of the many things you would want to do for a particular community, constituency, state, what is their utmost need. And this is the people deciding. Constituency A. By our programs we presented to you during our campaign, most of the time you should have even done these things before stepping into office, so it shouldn't be another time wasting effort. You want to build a school, you want to build a stadium, you want to do a hospital. When you carry out a need assessment, you know what the people really need between these things. That will make you provide them what they need. So I think it's enough for the legislators to represent their people's needs at the legislative body, so that the executive government can implement them, and not necessarily the legislative members being the one carrying out the so-called constituency project. It's an aberration, and I think these are some of the cultures we started as a way of settling the boys. Not necessarily because it's anywhere in the book that a legislator should carry out a constituency project. It is not in the place of legislators to carry out projects or implementation of policies. Yes, as a legislator, you may have been the one who suggested, it may have been your brainchild as it were, that, my people need potable water, my constituency needs hospital. If I'm able to convince the executive that this is what my people need, and it is included in the budget for the year, that okay, this constituency is going to get a hospital, a project. There is nothing in the book that says I, the legislator, must be the one to implement it. No, it is not in your place. But all you do is carry out an oversight function.
But these projects, are they usually done out of pocket of the legislator?
That is where their aberration comes from. Most of these projects come from the so-called constituency project, which is money budgeted for. But each individual legislator go about as if they do this from their own magnanimity. And it has become something of an aberration in Nigeria. Even the executive, when they carry out a project for which they were voted in to do ab initio, they act as if they are doing the people a favor. See, governance is not charity work. When you're in government, you're carrying out a project. It's a project for which you are employed to do.
Right.
You are a governor, you are constructing a road. It is not, as it were, out of the magnanimity of your heart. No, that ideally that should be part of the social contract that brought you to government in the first place.
All right.
Because as at time you were campaigning, you probably told the people, I'm going to do this. So it was on that understanding that they probably gave you their vote, that okay, we need road. Since you're going to give us the road, take our vote, give us the road. So it's a social contract. We had an agreement, do this, we give you our authority or our the right to govern us. So when they act as if come on, don't you know I did this for you, sir, you were employed to do that. That was the job you signed up for. When you were seeking employment, as it were, employment to be a governor, a legislator, this is what you told us you were going to do. So it would have been an aberration if you don't even do it.
Thank you so much for your insight on that.